Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 22nd to the 28th of September in my autumnal notebook, and this week I'm using Autumn Days, which was a mystery kit from Plannerface, so it's just super cute and autumnal. I'm so happy to be doing autumn spreads in my planner again. It's, I think, one season that I never get enough of. So because this is a mystery kit, I have loads of extra sheets, including the box add-on and the mystery add-on, and the toolboxes and the extra washi, so I should have plenty to get me going today. I have all of my stickers pulled out in my Plannerface reusable sticker album and my planning notes in front of me, so let's get into the base of this spread. Okay, so we are in my new filming space today, as you can probably tell by the different colour of my desk. So we're not totally done with our lounge renovation. We've done enough that we can move stuff in, but yeah, there's still some like plastering and painting to do, but yeah, I can be down here. So sorry if there's any echoing, but like we don't have all of our furniture in here yet, so hopefully it's not too echoey. But it's just been really busy trying to get everything done. I am going to do something wild today and not use a habit tracker in the sidebar. I think I've been trialing my like a Hobonichi weeks for when my Hobonichi starts in December, and it's going really well, but I am tracking all of my habits in there now, so I feel like it's kind of redundant to have a habit tracker for like one thing here. Like I'm even tracking my like daily check-in with my planner there now. So yeah, it made sense to not use it as much. I think right down the bottom we're going to use this box. As I keep forgetting to say, I do PR for Plannerface. You can use my code in the description to save yourselves a little bit of money and also pick up a seasonal freebie. It doesn't work on the mystery, but the mystery kits are re-released the year after they've come out as mystery for like general sale. So I've got my bit of deco for at the top and a September script, and then I've just got these pajamas for my bit in the sidebar. Okay. As usual, I've predated with dates version 2, and this week, because I was off on the Monday following SWPC, I have a big Monday. Big Monday box for the full day off. Cool, and then Wednesday. I'm still getting used to this new space, so I apologise if this video is a little bit all over the place, but I've got way more space in front of me than I normally do, but not as much space either side. So nothing is in its normal grabbing spot. Cute. And then we can grab our glitter headers. So this week was, aside from me having the Monday off to kind of recover from SWPC, and in theory, I was supposed to unpack, but I didn't because my house was a mess. Like when you're mid, like redoing your planner, like planning space, and then you have like loads of new stuff to put away. Like, where does this all go? Because it's going to change in like a couple days. So I just didn't bother putting it away yet. I can probably get that done this week though. And then I did my usual working pattern for 4 days of the week. And then on Friday and Saturday, my partner's dad came down to help lay the flooring in our new office space. It's like an office and a lounge, so it's kind of, we're going cozy gamer vibes. I can't remember if I've mentioned this, like what I've mentioned about it, but so far we've got a new floor down, and I was going to use this double box because it's a lounge. So we're gonna have, so we've got like our computers and TV and like sofa and everything downstairs, and then upstairs will be more of a space for like bigger craft stuff, and that's gone down just as wonky as it did before. I feel like this is a moment where like my lines are just wonky, so I might leave it like that because I draw the layout myself. It's not always straight. Yeah, so we've got like a cozy gamer office space downstairs. That is, oh, I must have drawn this super wonky. Okay, we'll make it work. And then upstairs we'll have more space for bigger crafts and music stuff for my partner. Okay, they look as straight as they're gonna get with the fact that I've drawn out my layout super wonky. I have the 15mm add-on. I think I'm going to use the 15mm. Neither of the washies in this kit were particularly speaking to me, but this one's got a bit less of pink in, which is in a lot of the date covers. So the weekend of this week was like quite busy, just because of the amount that we had to do for the house and everything. Just adding the weekend banner, which I'm going to use to kind of cover up how wonky this is down here. But that is it for the base. Now we can get into my plans for the week. Okay, so starting on Monday, this was the day that I had off for like recovering from SWPC. So the first thing I did was I had a bit of a lie-in. For me, a lie-in is like 9 AM. So stayed in bed a little bit, and then I got sorted with some editing. So I think this was editing the video that went up on Wednesday. While I was just messing about with planner stuff this day, I decided to join the Papershire Patreon. So I'm going to mark that in. And that also meant that I now have one of the backgrounds from the Patreon as my background for my PC. I was then just doing some planner stuff and YouTube at the same time. And then did my training session. So because this was a day where I was like trying to not do too much, I didn't go to team training, even though I normally would on like a day off like this. And then in the evening, I just played some Baldur's Gate with Becca, which I think I'm gonna have to like redo my sizing for this because that is not as much space as I thought I would have. I tell you what I am gonna mark in actually. Right at the bottom of the day is that this day was 6 months until the planners department, which is my next planner meet that I'm going to. And after SWPC, I was like I've been super hyped for one, even though it's like kind of far off and I have other exciting things happening before it, and you know, like the whole of the rest of 2025 to get through. But yeah, I'm really excited for that one. Okay, so for my lion, I just have the pillow doodle from the kit, and then for editing I have the laptop doodle. For joining the Patreon, the Papershire Patreon, I have a little Nana with her planners, and then for my YouTube and planners time, I just have the TV icon from the kit. For training, I have the dumbbells version 2 from Plannerface. I'm not using my custom scripts this week because I had a bit of a no, I was going to use them, I just haven't pulled them out. I'll get them in a second. It's this week that I'm currently in that I've changed my program and I don't really have a snatch, clean and jerk session like I normally do. And then have a vanilla for some gaming in the evening. And then because I haven't used the box with these like pumpkin pancakes on, I'm going to use those. And then I have a little 6 months until TGPG, which is the Great Planner Getaway. Okay, and then we just have a snatch script, which is a custom from Plannerface. So this week I was doing a recovery week. Yeah, this week I was doing a recovery week, and then the following week I've started on my new program. Okay, so moving on to Tuesday. This day I was working from home. So I'm going to mark that in with a quarter box. And then Reggie had a checkup at the vet's this day, just for his eye. So I'll mark that in. It wasn't a big thing. They said that we didn't need to see him. They didn't need to see him again unless it like got worse. So that was good because we was kind of getting discharged after all of the vet stuff he's had recently. But spoiler alert, there's more vet stuff to come this week. I then did my training, which was my clean session this week. And then I did some scrubbing of skirting boards, or baseboards, whatever you want to call them. So originally we were going to do the painting in our lounge ourselves. And after I'd done like just cleaning them, I was like, I do not have the energy to sand these, and like the amount that it would cost me in physio to undo the damage I would do to my back by sanding all of these, not happening. We can just get a painter, and I think it will cost about the same. So we're currently looking at getting quotes. So that's kind of what's delaying finishing up the project a little bit, because we need to get those quotes, and then someone needs to have availability, blah, 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 blah. Being an adult. And then in the evening I did my October monthly. So I've got this vanilla, this could have been an email sticker for work this day. And then I have the paw print doodle from the kit for Reggie's vet checkup. I then have dumbbells version 2 for my training this day. And then the bucket and sponge doodle from the kit for cleaning the skirting boards. And then I just have another vanilla planning for doing my October monthly. On Wednesday, I was working in the office this day, so I've got a third box. And then the electrician that had told us that if they called us out and we had broken something, then they would charge us loads for the call out, came around and said, yep, that was me that did that wrong. So we felt very vindicated, but the electrics were then done. When I got home from work this day, we just did a little bit more planning for lounge stuff. Okay, so my phone storage decided to very rudely be full. So I have an autumn vanilla for work, and then I have this Sweet Revenge sticker for the electrician. We then did some more lounge planning, so I've just got this bit of deco from the kit. And by this point I was exhausted, so I just have this Lottie with 0 battery left. And then in the evening I just played some Baldur's Gate with Becca, so I have an autumn vanilla for that. Moving on to Thursday, I was working from home this day, so I'm going to use a quarter box. And straight after work I did my training, so I'm going to use another quarter box for that. I have a few things to fit in this day, so quarter box. I then went to physio because of my knee. and I got discharged from my physio this day, so my wrist is like getting better. It's just going to take a while, but my knee is happy again. And then we were about to start making dinner, and a sultana fell on the floor, and Reggie ate it. Now, I don't know who knows this, but dogs aren't allowed like grapes and sultanas and stuff, but we didn't know how severe a sultana could be. And we called the vets and was like, hey, he's eating a sultana, is this okay? And they were like, no, bring him in immediately. Because you don't know if a dog is going to be completely fine or like be very ill from eating a sultana. So we took him in to the emergency vets because obviously he couldn't eat a sultana during office hours. And he had to have vomiting induced, and then this poor student vet had to, sorry, this is going to be too much, so like skip forward a couple seconds if you don't want to hear about this. This poor student vet had to apparently sift through what he'd thrown up to find the sultana to make sure that it was out of his system. And then it was like 380 quid because it was emergency vets. So there's no sultanas allowed in my house anymore. Just remember to add in my clean script. So for work this day, oh, by the way, the whole time Reggie was fine. We like got him into the car and he seemed really excited to be going for another walk. And then we took him to the vets, and then he was kind of sad because I guess they'd made him feel really sick. But yeah, he was fine, and that's what matters. So I have a Vanilla on a Teams call for work this day, and then I have dumbbells version 2 for training. I have a physio Vanilla for physio, and then I have the phone doodle from the kit for calling the vet. And then I didn't have any vet stickers that match the colours of this spread, so I just have a Lottie and a dog for our emergency vet visit. Moving on to Friday, I was working on site this day and I was very tired because we'd been up at the vets the night before. So I'm using a third box for work this day. And while I was at work, my partner and his dad started laying the flooring. So I'm just going to use a little thing for that because I wasn't really involved. When I got home, I offered help, but I was told that I wasn't required. So I just went and played some Baldur's Gate with Becca. And then they got to like a stopping point for the day. So we walked over to the pub with Reggie, bought my partner's dad a drink to say thank you for helping. And he offered to come back the next day and continue helping, which was really sweet. And then we were just doing a little bit of like gaming and drinks in the evening. So I have another autumn vanilla for work this day. And then I have a bit of deco that's probably too big, but it's going there anyway. For the flooring going down, I have no stickers for like DIY. So I have bought some, but not in time for this spread. I was then playing some Baldur's Gate with Becca, so I just have a vanilla. And then we went to the pub, so I have, I can't remember who this is, but it's from, nope, completely escaped me. I'll put it in the description. And then I have the monitor doodle from the kit for just some gaming and drinks in the evening. Okay, moving on to Saturday. I started off this day by doing my memory keeping in the morning. And then I went to team training. While I was at team training, my partner's dad came back over to help with the floor some more. So I'll mark that in with a skinny fancy label. So they were doing the flooring the whole time I was doing other stuff. I had to go and get the groceries. First, I'm going to put in something for editing. Actually, that can be editing. This can be for the flooring continuing to go down because I don't really have anything to put. I'm just using deco for that. And then I went to pick up the groceries. I was then setting up my lifting journal because I discussed with my coach whether after my recovery week I was going to go onto a new program or whether we were going to continue my old program, because I had like 3 weeks left in my old lifting journal, like 3 spreads left, and if I was going to start a new program I was just going to be like, oh, I'll just start my new journal, and I was, so I did. I then went to IKEA at like 7:30, which is the only appropriate time to go to IKEA in Bristol because it is heaving most of the time. I like a nice quiet IKEA experience. And then when I got home, I built my planner cart. So I got like the Raskog planner cart because my new desk doesn't have drawers underneath it. So I needed somewhere to keep all my bits and pieces, and I thought, well, if I've got the sofa in the same room, I might want to like do planning on the sofa if I'm not filming it, so I should have something that I can wheel around. And doing the Wisboria like mini planner cart workshop at SWPC kind of solidified that. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get myself a cart. Okay, so it looks like a very full day because it was. So I have the planner doodle from the kit for my memory planning, and there's also a planning script, so we'll pop that in. I barely ever use the scripts that come in the mystery kits anymore. I then have vanilla weightlifting and a team training script from Plannerface. For my editing, I have a very poorly matched laptop doodle from my stash, and for the flooring going down I have some more deco. For groceries I have the grocery doodle. For setting up my lifting journal I have the notebook doodle from the kit. For going to IKEA I didn't know how to mark this, so I've just got a bunch of blankets and stuff on top of a suitcase, and then I just have some stickers for setting up my planner cart because I didn't have a planner cart sticker. I thought I would, but I didn't. Okay, moving on to Sunday. I started off this day with my Sunday reset, but it was kind of, the rest of the day will get kind of busy, so I'm going to use a slightly smaller thing for my Sunday reset than I normally would. I then so I built my planner cart this day. I actually set it all up on this day, so we will mark that in. The last flooring pieces went in this day, so we had the floor all done. I then built my desk, and I am going to mark this in. I've got one of these big paper shire flat lay thingies, so I'm just going to try and doing something that I've never done before. I'm going to layer a box and then that one over the top maybe, and I'll just put build desk up there, and then I set up my desk. I've got 2 greens a bit too close together here, but I think because it's got that big planner thing in the middle, you kind of won't notice. Okay, and then I decorated the shelves in our new space. And finally, I just had some me time. I washed my hair finally. I've been wanting to wash my hair for like 3 days at this point, but because the house was such a mess, it didn't seem like worth it, for lack of a better word. Okay, I think that's super cute. So I have the vacuum doodle from the kit for my Sunday reset. So as I've mentioned before, that's like folding laundry and doing some cleaning. I then have vanilla with a big pencil case for setting up my planner cart. I have this slightly traumatized I did it squidge, which I think is how my partner felt after doing the flooring for 3 days. And then I have the pen pot doodle from the kit for setting up my desk. For decorating my shelves, I have some pumpkin deco from the kit, because I obviously have my Halloween decorations out already, which is different to my normal kind of just general spooky vibe decor of my house. I do have additional Halloween stuff. And then I just have the bathtub doodle from the kit for a little bit of me time in the evening. So that is all of my stickers down. I'm really happy with how this one has turned out. I was kind of worried about the weekend because there was so much to pack in, but that is why I picked a mystery kit for this week, so I knew I would have plenty of little things to add extra stuff in. I'm gonna go fill all this out and I will be right back. So here's the spread all filled out, and I'm super happy with how this one is looking. It's just turned out super cute and autumnal, even though this week was very, very busy. Some of it planned to be busy, some of it not so planned to be busy. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is looking in my planner. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me a little pumpkin emoji in the comments. But that is everything for this video. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!